comedian really wants to make a name for himself, he's got to develop a style. 6 different comedians could tell the same joke, and their delivery would make it sound like 6 different jokes. If you searched your memory for the most famous single comedy routine in your lifetime, it's got to be Abbott and Costello doing Who's on First.
Hey, Abbott!
What do you want, Costello?
No, Abbott, I understand that you're going to be the manager of the Lou Costello Junior Youth Foundation baseball team.
Yes, we just organized the thing.
Oh, you did?
Sure.
Well, I'd like to play on the team myself. You know, I know something about baseball.
Well, that would be accomplished.
Well, I'd like to know some of the guys' names on the team, so when I meet them on the street or in the ballpark, I'll be able to say hello to them.
Why, surely I'll introduce you to the boys. You know, strange it may seem, they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Nicknames, pet names, like Dizzy Dean.
Spell it, Daffy?
Daffy Dean.
I'm their French cousin.
French cousin?
Goofy.
Goofy. Well, now, let's see. We have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
What silly name? I say who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
Have you got a first baseman?
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Now tell me who's on first.
That's right.
I want to know what's the guy's name on first.
No, what's on second
I'm
base?
not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. Now, we're not mentioning third. Now, let's get together.
How did I get on third base?
You have to mention his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third base?
No, who is playing first?
I'm not asking you who's on first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you what's the guy's name on third.
What is on second?
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again.
I can't change their name.
You got a first baseman?
Absolutely.
When you pay him off every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Sure he does.
Look, the left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field. Now, you know these players as well as I do.
You got a catcher?
Surely.
The catcher's name?
Today.
Today, and tomorrow's pitching.
Now you've got it.
Now I've got it. I don't even look. All we got is a couple of days on it.
I can't help that.
A couple of
Don't
days.
get excited now.
Who's your next
Take it easy. Take it easy.
You know, I'm a pretty good catcher myself.
Tell it, dummy.
Now, I'll catch today myself.
all
I'm going
right.
to catch.
Yes.
And tomorrow's pitching on the team.
Yes.
Now, tomorrow throws the ball, and the guy up bunches the ball.
Yes.
Now, when he bunches the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out of first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
It's to throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
If I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
Oh, so I throw the ball to naturally.
You do nothing of the kind. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Did I throw the ball to naturally?
But you don't.
I throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not playing with that play.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
You ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Well, say
Same
it.
as you. I throw the ball to who? Naturally. Now, whoever it is drops the ball, so the guy runs to second.
Yes.
Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to be caught. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn.
What'd you say?
I said, I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
Way back in the late 1920s, the famed cowboy humorist Will Rogers won international fame by letting the air out of the stuffed shirts of the day. Politicians were his target.
There's nothing will upset a state, the economic condition, like a legislature. It's better to have termites in your house than a legislature. Well, they're in there trying to figure out ways and means. But they're doing pretty good, the legislature. The other day they repealed a law up here where everybody that's married, you know, you're married, you had to give 3 days notice. You used to have to in this state give intention of marrying. Well, they did away with that now. That was longer than most of the marriages in California was lasting. So now you don't have to file any intention of marrying at all. In fact, you don't even have to give your right name. According to the new law, you just pay a small amusement tax is all. Well, you know, I figured out it's a peculiar state of affairs that exists. And everybody that is doing that better than there was 3 or 4 years ago or making more money is got in for the president. Now, we all know that the government is spending all this money, and it's not a good state of affairs to exist. The country's in bad shape when there ain't nobody spending any money but the government. I bet you couldn't put a strong man in a treasury warehouse full of $100 bills and give him a scoop shovel, and he couldn't shovel out $1 billion in the rest of his life, you know? But now we're working on the word trillion. Trillion, that's dollars billion and then trillion. You read in the paper, Congress has just been asked to appropriate $2 trillion to relieve the descendants of a race of people called Wall Streeters. The paper will go further on to say, this is a worthy cause, and no doubt this small appropriation will be made, as these are descendants of the once proud race, and after all, they're wards of the government.
Even I have trouble remembering when this next fellow was one of radio's newest.
Figaro, 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 Figaro. Hey, Figaro, your mother wants you.
Jackie, why don't you spare yourself some grief? Stay away from opera. You're more the jukebox type.
Jukebox? Never mention jukebox to me.
Why not?
Sit down, and I'll tell you. It was in a cocktail lounge of Park Avenue's most fashionable restaurant that I first fell in love. There she was, standing in the corner. Her lights were on. Her discs were revolving. I looked at her and she turned green. Purple, yellow, all the colors of the rainbow dashed through her neon veins. I had never seen such a beautiful jukebox. She was dynamic, electric, orthophonic. Entranced, I walked over, put a nickel in her, and she played the song that was to become our song, Bessie Me Mucho. It was the beginning of a tragic romance. Night after night, it was just Juki and I and Bessie Me Mucho. Bessie Me Mucho, Bessie Me Mucho. I just couldn't get enough of her Bessie Me Mucho. Whenever I was away from Juki, I'd remember all the lovely things she said to me the night before. Amor, amor, Bessie Me Mucho, or would you rather be a pig? Then, one awful night it happened. I noticed that gay, vivacious Juki was slipping. Her neons were sagging. She was getting careless about changing her records. And she was slowing down. Yes, she was slowing down. As I turned to say goodnight, she said, I'll be seeing you. Hurriedly, I phoned for the doctor. He came immediately. He shook his head and said, we'll have to operate at once. She has floor slugs in her. Then he took her away. She left the hospital and disappeared. I searched for her in candy stores, bingo parlors, pool rooms, delicatessens. Then one day I heard she was working in McGillicuddy's saloon. I rushed down to find her. I walked in and my heart stood still. There was a big crowd around her. I realized immediately something was wrong. I pushed my way through the crowd and said, give her air. There she was on the barroom floor, an old slut. How she had changed. There were circles under her eyes where people had set down wet glasses. I picked her up in my arms. I put a nickel in her, but nothing happened. I shook her. Speak to me, I cried. Speak to me. Her lights had gone out. She was just an empty shell. She had no motor to guide her. I knew that this was the end. She smiled tenderly and replied, goodbye, Jerky.
Every now and then, a comedy bit achieves immortality. This is the most famous Jack Benny scene of all time.
Gee, it was awfully nice of Ronnie to let me take his Oscar home so I could show it to Rochester. Sure is dark tonight. No moon. Oh, well. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, dum-dee-da-da-dum.
Hey, Bud.
Huh?
You got a match?
Yes, I have one right here.
Don't make a move. This is a sticker.
Mister, put down that gun.
Shut up. I said this is a sticker. Now, come on. Your money or your life.
Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over. Put down that gun or I'll thrash you to within an inch of your life. Put it down, I say.
Now, just a second, mister. Don't you come any closer.
So you think you can scare me with a gun? Well, I'll break your arm.
Look, mister, I didn't want to do this, but I had to. I had to get money for my wife and children.
Well, you didn't have to pull a gun on me if you wanted money. All you had to do was ask.
There are so many great memories in comedy that it is very difficult to isolate any one team. For example, listen to Smith and Dale in one of their famous Dr. Cronkite skits.
How do you do, sir? How do you do?
This is the office of Dr. Cronkite, no?
Yes, I'm his nurse.
His nurse? The doctor sick too?
Here, try the chair.
Thank you. I have to take it on my way out. I don't feel good.
Oh.
I don't know.
Don't like me, doctor. No, doctor, don't like me. Doctor, no. Oh, you butcher.
Now, just one more. Where are you going?
I'm going home. I forgot something.
Oh, no, come back.
I forgot something.
What did you forget?
I forgot to stay home.
Oh,
What are they doing? Hanging a cow in there or what?
why, that's only a little boy.
A little boy.
Here comes the doctor now.
Thank you.
How do you do, sir?
Are you a doctor?
I'm a doctor.
I'm dubious.
I'm glad to know you, Mr. Dubious. I'm awful glad to sit down, Mr. Dubious.
I'm still dubious.
Hey, Mr. Dubious, are you got any children?
I got three, a boy and a girl.
What do you mean, three? What's the other one?
They're so young, who can tell?
What seems to be your complaint?
I don't know. Last week I saw a doctor. He said I had snoo in my blood.
What did they tell you?
He told me I had snoo in my blood.
Snoo? What's snoo?
Nothing. What's new with you?
What's the trouble with
I
you?
don't know. Every time I eat a heavy meal, I don't feel so hungry after. I just got a crick on my neck.
What do you mean?
I don't know what's the matter. This I can do.
Yeah, yeah.
You see this?
Sure.
Can do it.
Oh.
Look at this, doctor.
What's about? Oh, doctor? Did you ever have that before?
Yes, I did.
Well, you got it again.
And I got rheumatism on the back of my neck. It's a bad place to have rheumatism on the back of my neck.
No. Where would you want a better place than on the back of your neck?
On the back of your neck.
You go to Mount Clemens for your rheumatism.
Is that a good place for rheumatism?
That's the best place to go.
How do you know?
That's where I got mine, you see?
My neck hurts me, doctor. It's terrible.
Oh, well, sit down and open your neck. Mister, please, I got no patience.
I shouldn't have been here either.
Now, ask you, please. Now, sit back in the chair. Now, look me in the face.
I got my own trouble.
Hey, how do you sleep?
How do I sleep? Well, sometimes like this.
You see, you don't get me.
I don't want to.
Yeah, hey, I mean at night.
I can't sleep at night. I walk around all night.
Oh, you're a somnambulist.
No, I'm a night watchman.
Oh, see. Now, take off the coat.
Yeah.
Take off the coat, my boy. Take off the coat. Take off the coat. Take off the coat.
The cold is on. Tomorrow I'll bring you a bubble gum. What are you doing?
I'm sterilizing the instrument. Now don't move, please. Now together.
Doctor, take care of yourself.
Yeah,
You understand the whole case, doctor?
yeah, the whole trouble with you is you need eyeglasses. That's the whole
I
trouble.
suppose if I had a headache, I would need an umbrella or
Now
something.
put on the coat.
Yes.
Put on the coat, my boy. Put on the coat.
Thank you for the concert, doctor. Now, how much do I owe
You owe me
you?
$10.
For what?
For my advice.
$10 for your advice.
That's right.
Well, doctor, here is $2. Take it. That's my advice.
Why, you chiseler, you cheapskate, you come in here, you cockamaniac.
One more word from you, you'll only get $1.
Why?
That's the way. Here's $1.
No tribute to humor could be complete without the legendary Al Jolson. Here he is at his best and with an audience that obviously loves him.
Sister Susie sewing in the chicken on a stinger. There's miles and miles of flannel on the floor and on the stairs. And Father says it's rotten, getting mixed up with the cotton and sticking on the needles that he leaves upon the chairs. And should you knock at our front door, Mother says, come inside. And if you ask where Susie is, she says with a loving cry, yes, there's Susie sewing shirts for soldiers. But still as sewing shirts our shy young sister Susie sews. Some soldiers send epistles saying they sooner sleep on thistles than the saucy, soft shirts for soldiers Sister Susie sews. I'm certainly glad that's true. Now, if there's any lady or gentleman in the audience would like to sing this song, I would offer a prize. To any lady that will sing the song, I would offer a prize, a 10-pound box of candy, either Hyler, Page & Shaw's, Liggett's, or Park and Tilford. I used to mention only one name, but they didn't send me anything. A 10-pound box of candy to a lady, and a nice brand new hat to any gentleman. Is there any lady or gentleman in the house would like to sing the song? I'll try it. All right, go ahead. I hope you win it. Sister Susie sewing shirts for soldiers. That's good, that's good. Skill at sewing shirts, our young sister Susie sews. Take it easy. Some soldiers send her pistols. That's funny. Some soldiers send her pistols. Why didn't you say revolvers and be done with it? Now, folks, you've all heard the song a couple of times. I think we ought to all sing it together. Let's get together and sing it all by ourselves. Now. Sister Susie sewing shirts for soldiers. That's fine, that's fine. But still at sewing shirts, our young sister Susie sews. Good, don't play pistols. Send the pistols, say they sooner sleep on pistols. That's great. And the county talk, fine. For soldiers, it's that Susie sews.
It's not traditional for an MC to steal the show from his guests, especially a quiz show. My favorite exception is Groucho Marx on You Bet Your Life.
Now, how old are you, Phil?
16.
16?
Yes.
You're a big boy for 16. That's a good age for a high school boy. Certainly better than 41 or something. Are you married, Phil?
No, sir.
Why not?
Several reasons, I guess.
Well, could you name a few of the reasons?
Well, I'm not old enough, for one. I don't think my parents would like it, me going off and getting married, and I'm working, but I don't have enough money to support a woman.
Could you support a girl? They're not quite so expensive. What is your ambition after you graduate from school?
I would like to be a comedian.
Well, to be a comedian, you've got to have some jokes, Bill.
I have jokes. What category would you like?
You pick your own category. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you the one about the time I went hunting. I once shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he ever got in them, I'll never know.
That's a good joke, all right. Is that your own joke?
No, it's one of yours.